To Egypt now, where Palestinian group Hamas has begun work on a buffer zone along Gaza's border with Egypt. Hamas says this is part of efforts to assure Cairo that it is serious about preventing the cross-border flow of weapons and militants. Hamas officials say they hope the creation of the buffer zone will lead to an easing of the crippling decade-long blockade of the coastal territory. Earlier this month, Egypt invited a high-ranking Hamas delegation for rare negotiations in Cairo. The Hamas-run Interior Ministry says the creation of the 12-kilometer, 100 meters wide corridor was a result of these talks. It said construction will take about a month. Egypt has long accused Hamas of fueling unrest in North Sinai. Let's discuss this further now with CGTN's Adel Mahuri. He's joining me live from Cairo. Adel, just how significant is this development, though? Does the government there see it as a serious boost to their security efforts?
Well, it is a huge significance. It shows that Hamas, with its current leadership basically Ismail Haniyeh, who has been leading the Hamas-led cabinet in Gaza, is mending ties significantly with the Egyptian administration under President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. Tension was evident after the Egyptian army ousted former President Mohamed Morsi from power, who was a very strong ally to Hamas. And now it seems that they are willing to take all the measures necessary to maintain good ties with the current Egyptian administration. So it is a huge step. It's unheard of before. It never happened. Egypt has been creating its own buffer zone in the Sinai region. It's along the 12 kilometers border, but it's 3 kilometers deep into the North Sinai region. While in Gaza, because of the landscape restrictions, it will begin with just 100-meter depth along with the 12-kilometer border. But it is a big step. The borders there have been a source of frustration to the Egyptian government, a source of smuggling illegal material, whether it's drugs or arms, and sometimes because of the tunnels there, people would enter Egypt illegally as well. So having this is a significant step to boost security along the Egyptian borders with Gaza.
Well, this is a significant step, though. So how does this apparent thawing of relations between Egypt and Hamas play out in the overall regional relations equation, especially with relations between Egypt, Israel, and Palestine?
Well, it means that Egypt can become can have more significant influence in the Palestinian conflict. We know that the division among the Palestinian factions, mainly between Hamas, that is leading Gaza, and Fatah group, the leading organization that is having the authority and the power in the Palestinian Liberation Organization, and it is based in the West Bank. This division has been putting an inevitable failure to all peace efforts to the Palestinian-Israeli conflict. The Israelis want to see a united Palestinian so that they can guarantee that all factions would commit to a certain group of demands. With the division going on indefinitely, it has been postponing this peace or any even hope for having peace at all. Now, this takes place at this current time with Egyptian strong, very well-known relations and strong relations to the PLO. It means that there could be some change. There could be a significant change that we might see in the coming period on the ground within the Palestinian territories. And once this happens, this will definitely have an impact on this long regional conflict. Already we've seen some reports now saying that Hamas might revive the concept of the legislative chamber, and they will put back the parliament together, which is an indication that it will give into a country structure that many have been calling it to go through. There will be a unified government and a legislative chamber, putting all the steps required for an entire cabinet to talk peace with the Israelis.